S's of wine tasting on the next episode of Sass and Sips. Wine tasting with Lisa.
Yeah, let me go find that. Okay.
Oh, she's
See,
looking for it.
yes. See, swirl, smell, sip, savor. Okay, I see it. It looked like a wine. Swirl. Swirl. Ooh. Smell. Smells like
Well, I mean,
wine.
you're going a little bit too hard in all of this sipping, swirling. Okay.
Aren't you supposed to slurp it? Or is that
That's the
coffee?
S. That's savor, also known as slurping.
I don't
So
know. White wine always tastes appley to me.
yes, yes. So wait, okay. So when you see and you're looking for like the clarity and how clear it is, and when you put it on the table to swirl it a little bit, you're aerating it.
Don't you
She
also gotta see like the legs?
that too.
I don't know how to tell, but okay.
And then like the sip, you just like let it just tickle your tip of your tongue as you're sipping. That's what your husband does, Lisa. If you guys could see this,
I got a long tongue too.
missed opportunity. Uh, slurp. Wait, I'm doing it with my coffee. It's like down my tits.
Now it's down his
You know, I share all my I share my food with my tits. Might as well my drinks too.
Yeah.
One, I have a couple. The first one was Lisa was right about how the gun,
Oh,
like,
I was right, wasn't I?
yes, you forgot you said that, didn't you?
A little bit, yeah.
So you were right about that. It was made sense.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, I just had an idea. You see a little light popped in
Yeah,
my head?
I know it got brighter on your screen.
Uh, you know how the secretary comes on to Craig towards the end of
Yeah.
the episode? What if the reason she hates him so much is that he ends up having like a long-term affair with the secretary
Oh,
and
that's
ruins the marriage between him and Sam. And that's her, that's her friend.
mhm.
And he has a whole other family somewhere else. Not just an affair, but like the whole secondary family. Wow.
The episode opens and it's present day. Detective M is setting up the camera to record Jenna's interview. And he's like, "Oh, you guys were really tight." And she's like, "Yeah, we're tight like a noose around your neck." And I was like, "Well, okay." So it's hostile. We're getting that vibe.
Right.
Basically, when we open up in 1991, we open on Carla and Paul, who are bringing Amy to her first day of school. And it's like, look at the happy little family. And you're like, what the fuck, Carla? What the fuck? Girl, honey. Oh. Like you just like, oh, Carla. So they both show up to pick her up from school, except how big is this fucking school? Because like 10 kids came out, one teacher, and they're already locking up behind them. And the kids, all these little 5-year-olds are just running around like ants. Like, even in 1991, I don't know if that's how 5-year-olds worked. Like,
To be fair, it's
I know it's
TV.
TV. But the point is that then 10 kids run out and they're like, where's Amy? Where's Amy? They go to a teacher and she's like, oh, that's not my class. What the fuck? And he's like, oh yeah, some kids found it on some rocks in the East River. No, they did not. No. No one is playing in the East River. I promise you. No one is playing in the East
Only
River.
people playing the East River are hiding something themselves.
Yep. And then they show the clip of her throwing it in. How could the gun have floated up onto some rocks? That shit was. I don't want to know what is in the East River. And I hope to God I never have to find out. But
That was
that was the
the
most unrealistic part of this whole episode.
that
Not that,
bothered me.
not that.
That bothered me more than the whole school thing.
And Craig is very understanding, and he's like, listen, I took a drive. I didn't want to do something that I was gonna regret. And he's like, but Carla's gonna be okay. And when he said that, I was like, "Ooh, I know what he did. I know what he did." Now, well, where is this kid and what happened to Henry?
On the next
And we still haven't
episode
seen
of
Sam's parents.
the kids with his was with his grandparents. That's what the Henry's with his grandparents, her parents.
I mean, this is like the worst episode of Max and Ruby.
I'm so glad I didn't drink before you said that. I would have ruined another computer.